One of my favorite inactive pastimes is watching speedrunners. I don't know what it is, but something about watching others absolutely destroy a game that I know and I thought I was good at is pretty mesmerizing. Plus, there's so many different categories, it almost never gets boring. Any percent, 100%, low percent, nipple percent. Yeah, it's a real thing. But to me, Super Mario 64 is the game that most people think about when they think of speedrunning. Now, I've beaten this game several times in my life, and I thought it was pretty fun, but never did I actually try to speedrun it. Today, I changed that. It's been a while since I've said this, but hello everyone, my name is Koji, and today, join me as I showcase my journey into speedrunning. So, as I've said already, I chose to run Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64. Now, I will be running this game on the Project 64 emulator using an Xbox Series X controller. Not because I don't already own a Nintendo 64, but because I couldn't figure out how to get the footage of the game on the original system. I will also be using Live Split to keep track of my times. I'm going to be doing a 31-star any percent run, because the only trick I know how to do is the backwards long jump, and that gets past the 50-star door and the endless staircase at the end of the game. Now, I know this game pretty well, but I certainly don't expect to get featured in a summoning salt video. So, with all that out of the way, this is how it went.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Like all playthroughs, I started in Bob-omb Battlefield. I immediately ran to a Bob-omb, and it was at this point that I realized you cannot just watch a trick be done and then do it yourself. Because I wasted a good 2 minutes trying to do a bomb clip without actually knowing how to do it, before I just gave up and went to a completely unrelated star. I will not be doing any crazy tricks from this point onwards because it's not going to work. I climbed the mountain, beat King Bob-omb, and I was about 5 minutes into the run, and I only had 1 star. I decided to take out the 100 coin star along with the 8 red coins. This went somewhat well to the extent that it took me about 8.5 minutes to get. So I got that, and the chain chomp star, and then kicked it off to Whomp's Fortress. Over my many playthroughs, I have discovered that you can side hop and wall jump to get into the blue star, which would normally require cannon. I did that, took care of King Whomp, got the tower star, and I also did the red coin star along with the 100 coin stars again, but this time, because of the amount of coins that are in this level, plus how small the level is as a whole, this was a lot more timely. I didn't know how to do owlless for the caged star, so I just grabbed the owl, and I forgot that you actually have control of the owl once it's in the air. So I ended up needing to retread all of this because I let the owl fly across half the map and let me die. So I got that, and I did the blast away the wall star to finish off Whomp's Fortress. I'm around 13 stars in at this point, and I decided to get a few more easy stars in Cool Mountain. I got the slide star, and there is this one that exists at the bottom of the island that I learned you can just fall and jump kick into. It took me a few tries to get it, but even when I did the first time, I did this, because of course I did. After that, I went to go and fetch the last 2 easy stars that I was getting on this floor, which were both of the slide stars. And then it was off to Bowser's Dark World. Now, it was at this point where I learned yet another important lesson, and this time about taking my time. Now, in a speedrun that seems a little bit counterproductive, but I died 4 times here, and all of them were because I tried rushing the whole process and got super careless. Because it turns out it's much faster to take it slow and steady once than it is to die trying multiple times. I ended up getting the red coin star and did the Bowser fight. It wasn't hard, but I could have worked on my timing. Now, I do have to say that the joystick motion for spinning around Bowser feels extremely wrong on a non-N64 controller. It does not feel natural, but I did beat Bowser at 44.5 minutes, and I made my way to the basement. Now, since I had gotten more than 15 stars, Mips the Rabbit was in the basement, which netted me another easy star, and then I went to Shifting Sandland. I only got the Vulture star here because I didn't know how to get the star on the pyramid super fast without the wing cap, though I do plan on making that one of the few priority tricks that I learn. And with that, I headed to Lethal Lava Land, where there is possibly the easiest red coin star in the game. After that, I went for some other star and I got a game over, which wasted me another 2 minutes. Apparently, I did not learn my lesson about taking my time from earlier. This level netted me around 5 stars in about 9 minutes, which is pretty good for me. I then headed to Hazy Maze Cave, not before collecting the Toad Star here, and then I jumped in to collect the remaining 4. Now, Hazy Maze is probably one of my favorite levels, so I got the stars pretty quickly, but the last star I got was the red coin star. This is one that I would like to avoid doing in the future because the floating platform is slow and I did find myself almost falling off a lot. So, with 30 stars in, I headed off to get the submarine star to clear a path so I could get into the second Bowser level. It's a bit late to learn my lesson, but I did get through this with 0 deaths because I did take my time. I beat Bowser and then made it upstairs. Now, for the only trick that I actually know how to do. The backwards long jump is a pretty iconic trick that I knew how to do, but did not practice beforehand. So I was pretty scared at this point in the run that it would end here, but to my surprise, I got it on my first try. Okay, I didn't know I could do that. And it turns out I can't, because it took me a good 4 minutes to get it right on the endless staircase, which I assumed would be the easier one to get, but nonetheless, I still got it. Now to the final level of the game. Here is an uncut, unedited attempt at this. That was 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Now, why did I show this in particular? Well, I wanted to showcase that I made mistakes, and it was not perfect. Hell, I fell off a massive chunk of the map because I fat-fingered the camera button, but I still got it, and just under 3 minutes isn't really that bad. I fought Bowser one last time, got my timing right, and then finished Super Mario 64 with 31 stars in 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 7.81 seconds. Now, I gotta be honest, that is not a very good run, especially considering all the mistakes that I made. And I can imagine that the route I took was very unoptimized. But through all of that, it was extremely fun, which is why I did the exact same thing the next day. I woke up and immediately started a new run. I switched up an updated live split to show a more detailed breakdown of the run, now that I had a basic idea of the areas that I would be visiting. For this run, I wanted to shoot for an hour and 10 minutes, about 10 minutes under what I had already gotten. I figured that if I took my time and cut out the unnecessary deaths, then this wouldn't be too hard of a goal to achieve. So, with a new save, new UI, and 9 hours of sleep, I started my second attempt. And if you're liking the video so far, consider subscribing to see more in the future. Now that it was the second run, I was starting to keep note on how long certain stars were taking. The Koopa the Quick race is one that I can finish in just over a minute, but I still have to wait around for him to catch up to me. And the 100 coin star was one that was taking me a pretty long time, something to maybe cut out in the future. In Womp's Fortress, I got my jumps right and was pretty quick overall, so there was a bunch of easy stars there. Over in Cool Mountain, I got the 2 stars that I had already gotten and figured out this pretty quick way of getting the missing penguin star, which meant that I was now 1 star ahead of my last run. I had a good Dark World with 0 deaths, which certainly sped things up. Taking my time definitely paid off here. Shifting Sandland and Lethal Lava Land went fairly well, and since I had that extra star from Cool Mountain, I was able to skip the red coin star in Hazy Maze Cave. I had a good second Bowser fight, but I could not get my BLJs down this time, and it still took me around 40 minutes to get the both of them. I did the last Bowser level, took down the King of Koopas, and then finished my second attempt at 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 20.27 seconds. Around 12 minutes below my first run. It only took 1 run to improve that much. Maybe that summoning salt video is on the table at this rate, but even though it's realistically not, it was still a lot of fun to do this. It's honestly a little weird to see how much you can revitalize your excitement for an old game by trying to do it quickly. I had so much fun, in fact, that I had to stop myself from doing more runs, because otherwise I would forget the fact that I'm making a video, and that was the whole point of starting. But seriously, this was a lot of fun, and I implore all of you to try it too. I was actually thinking of maybe making this mini-series, just kind of more videos in the future detailing how I'm doing. Maybe next video I'll try to find a route that's quickest for me or something. But honestly, that'll probably happen just based on how fun this video was to make. And my goal for next time is a sub-hour run, so hopefully you all look forward to that. I'm not sure if I'll end up posting full runs on the channel, especially if they're super long, but if that's something you want, then you can let me know down in the comments. But with all that, thank you very much for watching. This was an incredibly fun video to make. So if you like what you saw, then consider subscribing. And also, I do actually want everyone else to start trying this. So if you watch this and you have your own runs, post your time in the comments. I am very curious to see how fast you guys can beat this game. Once again, thank you all for watching. I will see you all on the next video.